Hello everybody, it's Josh here. We're back today with another flight simulation video, back in X-Plane 11 today, which I do believe is a first for the channel. I don't think I've done an X-Plane 11 video before, so if I haven't, then that's something that basically is going to be fixed today. This is a flight request. It was requested to me absolutely ages ago, and I've never really had the means to do it. I was actually going to buy the Captain Sim, and do it in P3D, but my P3D is inherently broken at the moment, shall we say. So I need to fix that for some upcoming stuff. So I decided instead, because I really wanted to fly a 757 and I really wanted to do this flight, that I would jump across into X-Plane 11 instead and buy the Flight Factor, which is essentially exactly what I've done. This is the Flight Factor 757, this is the 200. And that's also ATC.
3 Foxtrot Taxi, Juliet Foxtrot, Juliet 1 Juliet 1.
Which we should not have, because the aircraft is off.
Juliet 1, Sub 3 Foxtrot.
That's quite funny. Just like put that there for a second. It's fine. Cool. Just while I talk. So yeah, so this is Jet2 Flight 875 or Chanex, whatever, 75 Hotel from Manchester, where we're on the ground at today, over to Faro in Portugal. Got an expected flight time today, 2 hours and 46 minutes. We are taking 113 passengers with us today. We've got enough fuel for 4 hours and 7 minutes. Gives us a total zero fuel weight today of, let me see my flight plan here, it's going to be 73.4 tonnes, taking 12 tonnes of fuel with us. And that is about all it is, apart from the fact that we're cruising flight level 370 today, and the weather out of Manchester is not fantastic, and there is a 737 there, very nice. Okay, so as I said, as you've already heard, we do have ATC this morning. We have Manchester Ground, Manchester Tower, and we also have London Centre as well, London Control, sorry, so that should be fun. I think that's about it for an introduction. I think that's about the most exemplary introduction you're going to get from me today. So I suppose we'll jump over into the flight deck and let's fire everything up and get ready to go. Alright, so we're in the flight deck. The first thing I'm actually going to do is just adjust the throttles a bit, not that far. Sort of like there. Because I figured out that if you... just fixing that. Cool. I figured out that if essentially some weird stuff happens if the throttles are completely idled, so yeah. Anyway, we already have everything connected in terms of ground power and everything, so we just need to firstly bring on the battery, so we'll lift the guard and bring battery on. And external power can come to auto, and with that external power we can activate them. Turn on the position lights, the wing lights, and the logo lights can come on there as well. With that, we can also bring on the bus tyres, and we can also bring on the utility buses as well, and the yaw dampers. And we can also align the IRSs. And I'm just going to flick this little outer knob there all the way to the end, which in a second will then tell us how long the IRSs have left on. I can also select the EECs there as well. Up on top here, we can arm the emergency exit lights and bring the window heats on. That also the engine limiters. Everything can stay off there for a minute. The the no smoking can stay on. Seatbelts can stay off for a minute. Switch that to auto number 1. We can leave the engine bleeds where they are for a minute. We can turn the isolation valve on. Packs, recirc fans, and we can also stop the air conditioning from blowing people's heads off by switching all of those to auto like so. Brilliant, so that's basically most of the overhead stuff that we need now done. So that's absolutely fine. See, we've already got Manchester Ground and Tower tuned. I'll grab the ATIS in just a second before we call up. But first things first, before we call up, switch these to automatic as well, so it automatically tunes the VORs into there. Just to cancel that as well. And we can come down to the FMC, so I'm just going to make sure it's on kilograms pip, which it is. That can go to there, and then we can also start loading this up. Now, so as I said, 113 passengers today, no cargo according to SimBrief, and we've got a fuel at 12 tonnes, so 12. 0, 0. Fantastic. We can optimise the CG into that there and bring that up there because we will need that in a minute. Make that a bit smaller. So you're checking we've got the correct nav data, which we have, and then we can enter in Manchester. Really? I don't know why it's just like reset that. That was a bit weird. Whoa! What's going on with my mouse today? It's like double clicking stuff, that's quite annoying. I'll take the GPS position from there and put that into there. I don't actually pretend to know how that bit works on the 7.5. So LPFR is what we will initially put in there, and we're 23 right in use today. As I said, flight number is Shanix, whatever, 75 Hotel. Go into there. Depart, 23 right, Cooksem 1 Romeo. As far as Cooksem, which is perfect, and there. From Cooksem, we're on the Upper Papa 172 Knockin. There to Knockin. From Knockin, we're then on the Upper November 862 as far as Berryhead. Upper November 862, and that is as far as Berryhead, which is Bravo Hotel Delta. From Berryhead, it's then the 864 to Salco. 864 to Salco. And then from Salco, Upper Mike 30 to Irwan. In case you're wondering why it's double pressing stuff, essentially my mouse is inherently broken as well, so sometimes it picks up double presses when in fact it's only single clicks, which is really quite annoying. And it doesn't just do it in flight sim, it does it when I'm trying to do other stuff as well, and it's really annoying when it then like clicks you out of it. And then a boopy. And then finally, sorry, not finally, direct to Alagu. And then from Alagu, it's then the Upper Zulu 222 to Urtis. And then from Urtis, Yankee 105 to Genro. Yankee 105 to Genro. And then from Genro, it's going to be the arrival into Manchester. So we can, into Faro. So we can activate and execute that. Come over to performance. Gives us that there. Fantastic. Reserves today are going to be, let me see here. We have 3 tons reserved today. And we're cruising, as I said, flight level 370. Cost index, I don't know what Jet 2s use. I should probably have looked that up, but whatever. We'll use 60, which is absolutely fine. So that's there. So route data, legs, is it gonna... Oh, it's already got the window. It says insufficient fuel. Why is that? Because it reckons we're going to land with -5.3. Because we haven't loaded any of the stuff in yet. That was not very clever of me at all, was it? Which means all that init ref stuff is going to... The doors are closed. There we go. That means all that init ref stuff is going to be wrong now. So just go back over to performance. It's going to say invalid uplink now, so we need to do 70.1. Should give us a gross weight of 82.1 when it's done. And the fuel should also be cool on that as well. So we should start fueling up. See there, that is going up. Fantastic. I don't think anything else needs to be done for the minute, so the smartest idea right now is probably calling ATC and getting some clearance out of here. So let's do that. Let's bring Compon back in. Turn down some of these sounds. don't know how you turn down the cabin volume. It's under airport. I don't know how you turn that down. Sorry. It is quite loud. Whatever. So what we'll do is we'll probably wait for these guys to be done before we'll call up for clearance, because otherwise we're not going to be able to hit an absolute thing. See what's going on outside today though. Anything? Much. It's pretty quiet at the moment, but you know what are you going to expect from Monday morning? Of course it's going to be quiet. In case you are wondering why I've just said it's a Monday, it's because I'm actually off sick today because I fell out of bed this morning and collapsed. So, good one. Good one, me. There's some epic detail in this, though. It's got to be said. One thing we can do while we wait is we set that decision height to -20 because we really don't need that. Set that to there. Actually, finished doing the FMC. Really does help. So, flaps 5. Thrust, no D-rate today. It's 8 degrees outside, so we'll D-rate to 8. CG, select speeds, 121, 128, 137. Sounds good enough for me. And 232 is what we need. That's the runway heading, and it's 5,000 feet as well, the initial climb on the Cookson on Romeo. So that is fine. Perfect. So, bring that up there for whatever reason. And let's call up for clearance. Manchester Ground, a very good afternoon. Sorry, very good morning still. Shanix 75 Hotel, stand 9er. We have the weather. Clearance to Faro, 7572.
EXS75 Hotel, Manchester Ground. Good morning. You're clear to Faro as filed. Cookson 1 Romeo departure, runway 23 right, for 2270.
Okay, click to Faro, flight plan route, Cookson 1 Romeo departure, runway 22 right, and we will score 2240 for Shanix 75 Hotel.
EXS75 Hotel, just confirm squawk 2270.
Okay, apparently I'm stupid. 2270 for Shanix 75 Hotel.
EXS75 Hotel, readback is correct. Information hotel is current. Report ready for push to start.
Hotel and Wilco for Shanix 75 Hotel. Perfect. Okay, so 2270 is what we need here. 2270, perfect. Okay, and we can always check out hotel, but I think we've got a pretty good idea of what the weather is like. Apparently the boarding is now done, so yep, we've got 12 tons of fuel. We should have enough to get it. Still saying -5.7. I don't know why. What does it hate about that? I think I've probably inherently broken something here. Fuel 12. It's not going to take that much fuel to get there. What are you doing? Okay, well, we'll see. Well, I mean, right now it reckons we're going to get in at 6 in the morning anyway, so God knows what's going on there today. So we can also set the altimeter, which is 99.5 hectopascals. Standby. Actually, what we should adjust that. It's done it here, shouldn't we? 99.5, and then use the little thumb screw there to set it everywhere else. I think we're about ready to go. So we can fire up the APU now. To there. And I'm also going to turn the APU bleeds on and the engine bleeds on and the APU generator on. And the seat belts on as well now, because they are ready to go. We can, I suppose, do the landing out if we wanted to, but there probably is not much point because we're not there yet, and it's not actually a requirement to do before you leave the before you leave. So we're stand 9, and we're pushing back on with nose left tail right to Juliet Echo. From there, we're going to taxi down Juliet Echo. We're going to cross over where Foxtrot would be. Well, yeah, we're going to actually go over, sorry, Juliet Echo. Then we're going to go on to Foxtrot, which is like a link. And then we'll take a right onto Juliet. Sorry, a left onto Juliet. And then we follow Juliet all the way down to Juliet 1. That's essentially how today is going to work. I'm going to bring on the fuel pumps now, if it lets me. And I'm also going to bring on the hydraulics. Like so there. We also now have APU power, so we can disconnect external power like so. That's just noticing that says 1.73 EPA, and I really don't think we need that much power to get going. I mean, like, so IRSs are aligned now, so that might have been the reason it's having a bit of a hissing fit. 1.65, yeah, I mean, maybe not quite that low. Maybe now it's like 30 or something. 1.71, yeah, that seems about right. Now, that needs to go to on. So, no, okay. So let's see if this is moaning, and it still says, I don't know what this thing's doing. I don't even know. I'm sure it'll adjust itself. Anyway, we can really need to stop bringing that pop-up up. We can go data on there and traffic on here. I have no idea if there's a terrain radar for this thing, so whatever. We can go data and traffic on there as well. And that puts us in a position where we're about ready to push and start. So we can close all the doors now. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And we can also go to ground here. We can get rid of the stairs, get rid of the loaders, get rid of the GPU, fuel truck, passenger bus, ACU. Parking brake is on, so we can actually get rid of the chocks now as well. And we can get better pushback to pre-plan for us. Roughly where we were last time.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
We go left flight director and then the right flight director, please. And LNAV and VNAV. And that is us. Good to go. Perfect. So, we will now request push and start. I think everything is clear. It is. EXS75 Hotel, stand 9, request push and start.
EXS75 Hotel, since that is approved, QNH995.
Push start approved QNH995 hexapascals for EXS75 Hotel. Perfect, so push and start is approved, so we can now start the pushback. It lags for a second.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Perfect, so we should still have tower, I believe. Show who's on. Yep, we still have tower 18620, perfect. What's that? Is that a weather refresh? So one thing I wish X-Plane would do better is these weather refreshes. They are absolutely awful. So I'm just having a look on here, make sure everything looks good to go, which it certainly does to me.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Just mucking around now. Right, so apparently I'm told that how you start a 757 is once you flick the starter, you wait for 25% N3 and then put the fuel in. That's what I've been told. Why is that giving a negative? refresh the weather quick, because that should not be giving out a negative figure.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
So we can release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
That's what they've done. I don't know what it's doing in which case. Perfect. So we can now.
Oh yeah, 2670
Dish
message around the
packs.
morning. Clear to Salzburg and a Sonic 1 Romeo 23 right, squawk 0.
Let's turn that down a bit. So we can select this to ground. You know, I said to a friend of mine the other day that these engines, these are RB211s, right? They sound more like GE90s. Listen to them. They are GE90s. They are GE90 sounds. And I'm not complaining because they sound better than the ones on the 777 by PMDG, but if you've got RB211 engines, you really should get RB211s. And honestly, the flight attendants are gonna nail this guy who's sitting on this seat in a minute if he keeps putting the sunblind down. Perfect. So we've got a good start on number 2. So we can now, well, get a good start on number 1.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
I don't know at what point N1 starts spooling, you see. Perfect, so we can and wait for a good start on that, which we have by the looks of things. Beautiful, so we can now bring the
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been
Things on
removed.
there.
Hand signal on the right.
Packs.
We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
APU gen. Beautiful. So it looks like everything's got a good start on there. So we can go flaps 1, flaps 5, and we can also set the auto brake to RTO. The auto throttle can be armed, and I think that is about us ready to rock and roll. So wipers can come on. They're really quite awesome effects. And EXS75H hotel ready for taxi.
Juliet, Juliet 1.
Juliet Echo, Juliet for Juliet 1 for EXS75H hotel. I'm really hoping that was right because I forgot to turn the audio up. But I guess it was. Can we like not let this do 1.05e prop on the taxiway? I guess that's what it's gonna do. That's quite a lot of power though. Actually, maybe not, to be honest. What we do need is the lights. Forgot to do that. Turn the lights on. I'm actually really looking forward to this departure. So yeah, as I said, so this is Juliet Echo. We're going to cross here, this little bit, which is Foxtrot, and then just make a left onto Juliet. Beautiful. So weather radar can come on now. We'll tilt that up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll put it to Wexham turbulence. We can squawk. Sorry, we can transponder on now.
Subject 2670, custom start is a blue connect, cheers 995.
College unit.
The rain effects on here are so nice. Beautiful. Just make one final scan of the overhead again, make sure everything is good to go, which it is. I'm just going to put that back to there. We're pretty much good to go now. So as I said, I've got V1 of 122, V rotate of 128, and a 137 of a V2. I have no idea of the flap retraction speed, so I'm going to assume that this one here, that's just above 160, I'm going to assume that's for retracting 5, and then at 200 I'm going to assume that's for retracting 1.
EXS75 Hotel, contact Mr. Tower 118.620.
Time on 186204, Shannon 75 Hotel, thanks, bye. Switch over there. Manchester Tower, good afternoon, Shannon 75 Hotel for Juliet.
Shannon 75 Hotel, Manchester Tower, good afternoon. That's if you're right, you're okay for takeoff service within 320 degrees and 7 knots.
23 right, clear takeoff for Shannon 75 Hotel. A little bit of power, we want to get away a little bit speedy. Markings are a little bit weird, so I'm not actually going to follow them. Either way, landing lights can now come on. The white anti-collision light can also come on. That's fine there. And we're going to also set the wipers to high now. Perfect, so the approach path is indeed clear. We go, cabin crew, seats for takeoff, please. That was a perfect lineup. So, bring the power in. Stable. Toga. there, boys. It's 1.71 E per power set and 80 knots. V1. Rotate. Onto the flight director, positive rate of climb, and gear up. And I'm going to throw the autopilot straight in. Just bring the nose right down. It's going to be 1326 the next, I believe. That ready. Bring in flaps 5.
Stand for Hotel Unicorn 122 is nice and flying Brabant.
Unicorn 122 destination EXS75H Hotel. Thanks, mate. Oh, flaps. Over to Unicorn apparently instead. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that for a view. That is a screenshot right there. Hope so. Wipers can come off now. We can also set standard pressure 1013. Continue the climb up. Got to start that clock as well. Just going to try and follow the thing. So let's put it into flight level change. Up to 370 it is. Beautiful. And the gear can come off as well. Here goes a good 2 hours of flying now, over to Faro. Alright then everybody, so we are well and truly in the cruise. We are in fact almost at the top of the descent now. Let's see if we go down to the FMC. 227 miles until we take the top of the drop today. So, in which case, it is now time to start planning the arrival in. Now, to depart arrive, we are going to be on the ILS Zulu for runway 28 today. The wind's down at the moment is 230 degrees 5 knots, so that's fine. We're on the Alagu 6 Alpha arrival from Alagu, and that is going to be with a Jebti transition. Let me pop that in there, just make sure everything looks good on there. There's a Bupi, Alagu, Genro, all that into there. It's absolutely fine to me, perfect. So, we'll check over progress quickly. I was getting nervous then, the X-Plane was going to crash. So 5.2 is what we're landing with. We have 6.5, so we need to take 0.7 off. So, which gives us 75.9. In there. And they are, what? They are really low V speeds. We'll come in at flap 30, but I'm not going to land at that speed. I think we'll probably do closer to 130-ish, I suppose. Maybe 135. Okay. Yeah, we'll come in at about 135-ish, I reckon. That seems awfully low. In terms of the decision height, it's 218 feet today, so we'll go 220 feet for the decision height. 220. Not that that's going to be much of a problem, I don't think, because the... Oh, actually, no. So, yeah, I mean, it's a nice clear day down there, so it's not going to be much of a problem at all. Other than that, I think we just need to put in the ILS frequency now. So the ILS today... In fact, is there a visual approach for this? No, there is a VOR. I'm just wondering if it's going to be a little more fun doing the VOR approach as opposed to the ILS. But there's really not that much difference between the VOR and the ILS. So we'll just stick to the ILS, I guess. So ILS frequency is 109.5. And that is with a 283 degree final approach course. 283 final approach course. Perfect. There's no ATC, it's only us down, so there's nothing in terms of traffic to worry us at all either. We'll use auto brake 2 today, I think. That should be more than enough to get us stopped. Other than that, I don't really think there's much else to do. So top drop is in 217 miles. We've got about another 10 or 15, or more like 15 minutes to go. So yeah, life is good, and I'll speak to you again when we're a little bit further along into Faro. Alright then everybody, we are now comfortably sitting into the descent now. So I'm just trying to adjust the volume a little bit here. That's gone really bad now, sorry. Yeah, so we are just in the process of now the descent. We're just falling through 9,600. Obviously the landing lights are just come on, seatbelts are already on. There was a little bit of weather on the weather radar, but it appears to have cleared itself up as we've fallen through the cloud, which is quite nice. Not much has changed, obviously everything's still set up to how it was. Nothing really has changed, other than the fact we've got considerably closer now. You can see here basically, if I just try and bring this in a bit, that essentially we fly over Genro, and we just make this swooping right hand turn, and where basically it takes us all the way in, essentially. Which is pretty cool, really. Of course, that does actually mean that we really do have to watch the we do have to really watch how close we get to the airfield, because the last thing we really want is being caught out and it turns out that you're actually far too high and far too far. So we're probably, if I take a look on the chart here, as we make this turn to Gebti, I think it's probably a better idea. I mean, that's 3,000 feet, 14 DME. We want to be configured to at least flaps 5 by the time we get to Gebti. I think, let's have a look at the flap settings. I actually know what the flap settings are. Pretty cool. Some of the stuff up there. Did not know. So, yeah, I mean, 1, 5, 15, 20, 21, 30. So, yeah, I would say at least flaps 5, maybe even flap 15. I'm going to throw out a bit of speed brake here. Not a lot, but... Oh. Do you mind? Cool. Got a nice clear day down there, so we might even fly this visually instead. We'll see, we'll see. My my flying in Flight Sim is by no means perfect. Nothing on the recall. It's always good. Let's tilt this the radar to 0. That in, bring the first officer's one in as well, because that's one thing I'm apparently really OCD about, so I'm just going to put that all the way in there. Keep the heading synced up as well. Right, okay, so I think we shall take flaps 1. So I'm running about flap limitation. I don't know what the flap speeds are. I'm actually going to see if I can find them quickly. See if I can find them quickly. 757, 200 flap speeds. So flaps 1 is 240, flap 5 is 220, flap 15 is 210. So, actually, really speaking, we could beat. So, let's take alt intervent. I'm going to bring it down to 220 knots, which is flap 5 speed. Or should we actually? No, in fact, I'm going to bring it out to 210, which is flap 15 speed. Need some speed brake out to help us there as well. Take flap 5. Take flaps 15 as well. Beautiful. So let's arm the localizer, which we now have. It's going to turn us onto the localizer path, and we can bring on approach mode as well. Go around today is climbing to 3000 and passing 2000, turn left to Jimmel and contact Faro approach. So what's the final approach course? It's 283, that's set in the heading, it's fine. Apparently a touch high, so I'm going to drop the gear down. And how many miles are we to run? About 10 miles, so 10 miles, I think we can probably just bring everything out to us. We'll go down to 160 knots. Bring out flaps 25. Look outside, very nice. And we can also bring out flap 30 now. Oh, so we have the glide as well. Not sure why it's so quiet. Let me just increase the volume a bit. Okay, so there's the airfield. Visual with the airfield now. So I think we can probably take the autopilot out, to be honest. If it lets me. Please? Go on, let me. Cool. Let's do it by here then. Cool, so the aircraft is mine. Whoa! Bit of wind shear. We'll go down to like 135 now. Losing that glide a bit there, so I'm going to bring it down a bit. Our wind is completely knocked us all over the place now. I'm sad. Say we're to the left of the localizer, but bit of up trip. YouTube, this is a really bad time to notify me of new videos. Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice indeed. It's checked. Well, actually, no, it's not, because we haven't set the bloody altimeter, which is 102.
1,000.
Please. Can't believe I forgot to do that. We need to leave some height, like, now. That's fine, we're okay. Lol. Checked.
500.
Still a touch high. Trying to bleed off the speed, but the engines really aren't helping. Continue. That is a short runway, my god.
Minimums.
We ain't going about with greases here, we're just getting this down. Take it below the glide.
100.
Glide slow.
40.
Glide
Please,
slow.
auto throttle.
20.
What was that?
10.
Auto throttle. Stow the reverses. There we go. Welcome to Faro. It wasn't the best landing in the world. I don't know why the auto throttle didn't. I don't know why the auto throttle didn't disconnect when it should have done, but whatever. These lights come off now. Start the APU. We'll backtrack down. The radar can come off now, as can all of the flight director stuff. APU gen as well, beautiful. And also APU bleed. Just to come on, perfect. Spoilers can come back in now. So can the flaps. Got no idea where I'm going. Flaps are massive on 757s. Well, white anti-collision light can come off as well now. And the transponder can come off now as well. We do not need that anymore. We'll go and chill out on one of these stands. I've no idea where they park IRL. Let's see if I can find out. Uh, 875 doesn't say. Cool. Probably end up taking one of the remote stands. Whoa, 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 whoa. What on earth happened there? Dude, nah. This is what you get for looking at charts. Lol. Okay, so... Hey, look at that little thing down there. Dude, Faro is such a nice place. This is amazing. Take the turn-offs off now, don't even have any. And the question is, where do we park? That is a question we would like to know. I've got a feeling it's going to be a remote stand, to be honest. But I don't know if we can just take this one here. It's probably going to be a little too close, isn't it? Wingspan-wise. That's going to be too close to that stupid little thing there. So I don't know where to park. That sounds... That's TAPS Maintenance and Engineering. Cool. We should be alright with this one right at the end, actually, where those stairs are. There's going to be too close to that. I don't know what that is, to be honest, that whatever that is. This one will be alright here, though. There's enough wingspan on that. So we'll take this one, I think. Swing it over. Completely screw it up. It's not stopping. Cool, that was a good show. Beautiful. Everything's over, so we can shut everything off. Hydraulics can come off as well. Beautiful. So let's get some stairs, some chocks, let's get a luggage loader. A waste unit's probably a good idea. Passenger bus. I'll do for a minute. We can open that, open the cargo doors, and we can unload the plane. Fuel pumps as well. Seat belts. And life is good. There we have it. Minus 228 landing rank. That wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all. Anyway, that is it from me for today's video. Except I forgot to turn the beacon light off, and that's going to annoy me. There we go. That is it from me for today's flight. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today. It's not been the best flying that I've ever done, but it's not bad. I'm still learning X-Plane. It's big learning curve from P3D. But I really did hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. So that is it from me for this week. I will be back on, let's see, where are we? Back on the 9th. It's going to be an interesting flight on the 9th because I'm away on the 8th. So I'm not recording on the Saturday. I'm doing a Sunday to Sunday record and release. So it'll be later end of Sunday evening, but there will be a video on Sunday nonetheless. However, that is it from me for this week. Thank you very, very much for watching, and until the next video, bye-bye for now.